Okay, guys, welcome back to Broke Bets. It's Lane here on the mic and Carson on the other end.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we just came off week 11 of the NFL. We'll review these bets real quick and then we'll start talking best spreads, over unders, money lines for the week 12. Um, week 11, really weird week, and we can kind of highlight some of these and how we got screwed or maybe even a little lucky in for one. But first one, Titans at Packers, Titans +3. I mean, before this game, the Packers were on a 5 game losing streak. It wasn't very bold, I don't think, to take the Titans +3, and they got that pretty easily.
I mean, with the Packers winning, yeah, with the Packers winning against the Cowboys, I think more people hopped on that bandwagon, and
Yeah,
just this Titans physical style is good against teams that can't stop the run.
yeah. And then second bet, Panthers at Ravens. I mean, definitely was on the right side of this. The game was 3-3 for the majority of the game, or 0-0. And Baker Mayfield throwing interceptions in the fourth quarter, like, made this a scare. They lost by 10, but, like, final drive, or comeback drive, he throws an interception. Ravens are about to possibly kick a field goal, but then Lamar Jackson loses yardage and they punt instead, and it saved me. So from the void, but still annoying little thing there. Um, Following that up, got the Bears +3. I felt like this really should have hit. I thought they played better the whole game. It really just came down to, I thought, Cordell Patterson's big kickoff return, which changed the game, and they were leading pretty well, and then it got a little slow for a little bit, and then Fields couldn't get that drive at the end of the game to get going. But I don't really regret that pick. Obviously, I know you like to do by the half point a lot of the times. I didn't do it there. Should have. Next one, Browns +7.5. So they lost by 8, and the weird thing is I got the line at +7.5, but then at game time I saw the line was at +8, so I got screwed on half the point. Duh. Should have avoided, I suppose, but you live and you learn. Browns were up 10, I think, in the first quarter, and they didn't score until the fourth quarter again, so that screwed me. Here comes another one. The Jets +3.5, 3-3, pretty much the whole game. Um, Game ends on a punt return. They lose by 6 or 7 or whatever. And that number goes away, even though the Patriots most likely would have kicked a field goal. I mean, it could have gone to OT and there could have been a touchdown, but I kind of doubted it. Vikings absolutely got obliterated by the Cowboys. Not a single moment. I thought for a home game maybe they would have a moment. They didn't have a moment. And then you had the Giants.
Yeah, the Lions were able to stop the run and stop Saquon, which I mean they haven't shown that all year. And then Giants usually tend to win the low scoring games like this, but they did not.
Right. Well, enough of the charades and the bullshit of last week and on to the next week. Can't get hung up on those losses too much. Um, so Thursday night or Thursday, Thanksgiving Day game. Um, got the Lions and the Bills playing. Bills just playing in the Lions Stadium, which seems weird, and the Lions coming back for a home game there. Uh, Personally, I like the under 54. I think the Bills defense could stop this Lions offense, and I think the Lions defense is kind of the question behind it. But 54 is a high number, but I know you also like the +10 here.
Yeah, I like the under 54 as well. I think the plus 10, I mean, it's hard to win games by more than that, especially on the road. Shortened week as well, so it's quicker install and quicker time to prepare. So I think plus 10 or under 54 is either way you can work out there.
Yeah, I like either of these ones. Next game, get the Giants and the Cowboys. Giants, like you said, let up a bunch of points. Daniel Jones threw some interceptions. Leads us to a weird number. The Cowboys coming off of a big win, but also the Vikings defense had no resistance. Also had no offense. For them to keep up. Daniel Jones can make plays with his feet. Maybe get away from the Micah Parsons rush sometimes, otherwise get chased down. But a divisional game, you gotta kind of expect that plus 9.5 to come into hand there.
Yeah, divisional game, especially on a short week. Yeah, I like the Giants plus 9.5 here. Um, they're given 9.5 points is a lot. I can't pick a team at minus
And it's
that
like,
big of a number.
how often are the Cowboys winning by 37 points or whatever they won last game? That's just a lot of recency bias going into a single game prediction. So, yeah, I expect things to be a little bit closer. I mean, maybe they would go on a roll of demolishing teams, but we'll see.
Yeah, and I like to hope that the Giants will bounce back from last week.
Right. Next one, Patriots at the Vikings. In every way, you should probably think the Vikings would win this one, but you have to think it's primetime Kirk Cousins. It's me Thanksgiving game, so there's even more pressure behind Kirk probably for this game. They just don't seem to win these. I know you're not probably supposed to stay by that motto, but the under 42 is probably the right number because Kirk probably won't play that well. The Patriots have a good defense. The Patriots don't have a great offense, and you could just expect a lot of punting.
Yeah. I like under 42 as well, 42 and a half.
Amen.
Patriots only put up 10 points last week, but seven of that was on the punt return, 20 seconds left in the game. So both, I expect this game to be low scoring.
Agree. Uh, Sunday now. To the Texans at the Dolphins. Not really a spot I like for this line. The Texans obviously probably the worst team in the league, and I don't know where this game heads to and what points out to be the best, and if there's a value spot on this. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, especially I hate these numbers. Texans lost by 13 last week against the Commanders, so uh, that's probably why the line set it like this number. But I think Dolphins coming off of a bye week, they're hot. Uh, they killed the Browns with the week prior to that, so I mean, I guess I'd pick the Dolphins at that number, but I'm not betting on it.
I think you'd also look at the over in this one, not because the Texans can compete too much, but maybe the Dolphins with Tyreek and Jalen might just have some spark plays, and you don't know. But yeah, not betting any part of this. So, following that one up, got the Bears and the Jets. Bears coming off that close game. Jets coming off a game, obviously, punt return. Zach Wilson had 12 yards in the second half, averaged something like 3 inches per play. Really doesn't have it. And you said that they're going to sit him for this next game. Is that correct?
I said it's a possibility. So I didn't say whether Zach Wilson was going to start or not, and the Bears have quarterback questions as well. Fields is day to day, in quotes from Coach Eberflus. We don't really know what that means, but
I would think he would
yeah,
play, but
I would think he would sit out this game.
really, well,
Yeah.
I'm still going to pick the Bears plus 4.5. I don't know. It's just like if the chance that Zach Wilson, obviously put your brakes on this game. Don't bet this line because of us. But the I don't know. It seems like the Jets, if Zach Wilson starts, it's probably not going to go great. Your confidence has to be pretty in the toilet after something like that. So
Yeah, maybe the under too. That's I'm assuming why the line is so low. Not anticipating Fields to start.
I guess. Next game we got the Ravens and the Jaguars. Jaguars, I believe, just had their bye week. Um, the Ravens didn't look all that impressive, but the Jags also don't have like a crazy defense. The -4 for the Ravens is probably the spot here.
Yeah, I mean Jags haven't shown anything this year. Uh, yeah, I mean Lamar, he's hard to prepare for. They're coming off the Jags are coming off their bye week, so they've had a little longer to prepare for him. But I still like the Ravens. They're on a roll here, especially picking up Roquan. He's helped their defense a lot. So I'll take Ravens -4.
It seems like they can close out some of those tight score games at the end too. So, um, next got the Falcons at the Commanders. I'm looking at Commanders -4. The Falcons haven't looked impressive. I mean, against the Bears, they did what they had to, but they're going to come in against a better defense here. Um, and like I said, they kind of got bailed out by that Cordell Patterson return. And I think that the Commanders, they're kind of in a roll here with Taylor Heineke drinking Busch Light on their plane ride home, getting a little crazy. I think that this team is better with Taylor Heineke than Carson Wentz, and I think the -4 is the spot.
Yeah, and they're adding Chase Young back, who's their best pass rusher, so that'll help a ton for that defense, only getting better. So I do like that -4 here for the Commanders.
I noticed too that Mariota's got a lot of the, NFL speed. Like he runs like a 4.4 or whatever, but he doesn't really know how to run up the field too well. Like when I was watching the Bears game, um, Fields kind of just finds the holes and blows up through them, and Mariota runs backwards a little bit more as a quarterback and
Yeah,
doesn't capitalize on those runs. So, uh, another thing to think about. But yeah, Commanders -4. Uh, Bengals Titans. Got to pick the Titans +1.5. The Bengals haven't looked good in their offensive pass blocking. Although Joe Burrow can make some big plays, they come against maybe one good defense and they could struggle here. Also the money line. That's a great spot as well. But the Titans defense played real tough against the Packers, stopping the run. And when Joe Mixon can't get any yards, I think it's going to make that passing game tougher. Don't know what happens with Jamar Chase still, but
yeah, especially with him out. I mean, their pass offense is still good with Burrow and T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd, but it's not the same without Jamar Chase. So Titans are on a roll here. I think they've won like 7 out of 8 games. They started 0-2, but they've picked it up since. And yeah, I like that Titans money line here.
I'll switch it to my line. Next, we got Broncos and the Panthers. Broncos throwing away a game versus the Raiders, and the Panthers still quarterback questions. This game stands to be kind of weird. Baker played awful. When you play that bad and everyone sees it too. I think it's the mental part of it. The Broncos still, I think they're a good defense, similar to that Ravens defense in a way, and I think that -2.5 is for the Broncos is the spot.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably one of the lowest over-unders I've seen, especially this year. Otherwise, I would look at that line, but that's way too low for my liking. So, yeah, I think the Broncos can pull out a close game, win by 3 or more.
Yeah, it feels weird to say like you wouldn't pick the over. It's so low, but you also can't trust these teams to put up any points. So
Yeah, I mean, they struggle offensively, both of them.
right, next game we got the Buccaneers and the Browns. The Browns, uh, tough loss to the Bills, but the Buccaneers seem to hit this under. We've been saying week after week. It's set at a similar number, it seems like every week, and they don't really meet that. It's mostly just Brady missing passes. It doesn't really matter too much who the defense is. And the Browns mainly run through their run game and that pass rush and rush defense of the Buccaneers should be able to hold this up. The under 43.5 is my spot.
Yeah, especially if the Browns can keep it close early, they'll be more two-dimensional and be able to run the ball more, which will eat away at the clock even more. So I do like that under 43 and a half. The Buccaneers do have a good run game themselves, so
I
I
don't.
think the time will be going down pretty fast.
So it does scare me a little bit too. The Browns have some big, like even Jacoby Brissett makes some plays sometimes. I know they're losing these games, but he can get out of the pocket, drop balls on Cooper and Njoku or whatever, and they can make some weird plays down the stretch. So a little bit scary, but also just again Buccaneers under. Following that up, Raiders, Seahawks. Raiders can't trust that team. Will they lose by 3? Possibly, but the Seahawks, Geno Smith, for some reason, they still just are still pretty damn good. And minus 3.5 is that. I think they were on a bye week as well.
Yeah, they were on a bye week and they're first place in the NFC West. Um, no one anticipated that. I think they keep it rolling here against the Raiders, especially at home too. I like them.
They beat Geno. Did Geno beat Tom Brady or the other way?
Um,
That was that Germany game.
Buccaneers won that game.
Ah, shit. Still, I think that the Raiders' defense is so trash. Other than Mason, not Mason Crosby, Max Crosby. I think that they just let up points. So, yeah,
Yeah, their secondary is horrible.
exactly. Jonathan Abram, is it Salmon or
I
Salomon?
think he cut. I
Oh,
think Abram got cut.
trash. Next, Chargers, Cardinals. Cardinals don't show me anything with Kyler Murray. Their defense isn't that great. Minus 4.5 Chargers. That's my spot.
Yeah, I mean, Cardinals couldn't score with Kyler Murray or with
Colt.
Colt McCoy. Yeah, I mean, this is a tough game to pick, man, but I still like the Chargers here.
Away from home too, but
Yeah, a short week for the Cardinals.
exactly. Next one. We got the Saints at the 49ers. Uh I think you pointed out the under in this game because Saints offense, I mean Andy Dalton put up some points in their game, but overall don't look good. And the 49ers, they played a less physical team, I think, in the Cardinals. Like Isaiah Simmons is kind of like a blend between cornerback and linebacker, and those players are going to struggle to tackle some of those bigger players like Kittle and McCaffrey when he's at full speed. So I think under 43 is right.
Yeah, I mean, the Saints did put up some points up last weekend. Obviously, the 49ers did, but um, the both teams have strong defenses. I anticipate this game being like 25-20 or 25 like 15 area. I
And
mean,
you just
you're
saw
probably giving the 49ers 10 points. So,
yeah, you just saw Jimmy G have a really good game too, and he doesn't have many amazing games. Not to diss him, because he did do a good job, but down the stretch, I don't think he's just gonna keep having crazy games. So
I like Jimmy. They had a lot of run after the catch as well.
right, I don't
Especially
dislike
Kittle.
him, but don't think he has full ability. He's kind of like a Kirk Cousins in a way, but Kirk is a little bit more accurate. Anyway, too much Vikings relation. Next game, I get the Rams at the Chiefs. Weird line, questions behind Matthew Stafford. As if right now I'm just going to pick the plus 14.5 for the Rams. 14.5 is a big number for Super Bowl champions. I mean, the Chiefs are gonna be favorites every week. Um, the only week I can think that they maybe weren't
Bills,
was against like Tampa, but like
the Bills, they weren't. Oh, the Rams, you're talking?
for the
Chiefs.
Chiefs, yeah. But like I don't know. I just feel like the Chiefs winning by 15 points is a lot of points. So I'll
Yeah,
take the Rams. And Mahomes can kind of feel like play down to the level of his opponents in some of these games. So yeah.
yeah, I like that number as well.
Next one we got the Packers at the Eagles, and Eagles kind of a lackluster game, but the Packers also don't have much offense. The Packers do a good job of taking away some throwing options, but the clock will run a lot in this game. I would assume the Packers will go back to running the ball pretty well, and with Rodgers missing throws and stuff. And the Eagles already like to run the ball, so the clock's me running. That under 46 is a good number.
What I'm liking here as well, I saw last week the Eagles put up 17 points. Only gave up 16 points, so close game, low scoring game. I like that here as well.
And then to polish it off, we got Monday night Colts and Steelers. I'm just gonna go ahead and pick the Colts, but there's a big fucking scare in this game. I think that T.J. Watt coming off the edge at Matt Ryan is never gonna be a good feeling. Matt Ryan kind of looks like Bambi in the pocket, just doesn't know what he's doing. It seems like anymore, and I don't know. This is a scary game. The Colts looking a little bit better, maybe getting their run game going, but again, wouldn't bet this spot.
Yeah, I'm not betting on this game, but if I had to make a pick, I'd pick Colts. They've looked better the past couple of weeks with Jeff Saturday. So,
Raja. Well, those are all of the picks for the spreads, over unders, money lines. Um, leave a like, subscribe if you guys like this stuff. We still positive for the year, like 5 something units for NFL. Trying to do better. Came off a big UFC weekend, 4.44 units. Might be till Monday and when we get that next UFC video out. But anything else you got?
happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Enjoy watching football. And
Turducken.
yeah, I got nothing else from me.
Peace.
Peace.